Welcome, ocean explorers, to the mysterious world of the deep blue sea. Down here, in the quiet swirling waters, live some of the planet's most ancient and fascinating creatures. They are not fish, they have no bones, and they have been drifting through our oceans for over 500 million years. That is longer than the dinosaurs, and even longer than the trees on land. We are talking about jellyfish, the ocean's timeless marvels. They move like beautiful living umbrellas, pulsing gently through the water. Their see-through bodies and long flowing tentacles make them look like ghosts from another world, which in some ways they are. They are survivors from a very, very old Earth. Imagine a creature that is mostly made of water, with no brain, no heart, and no blood. It sounds like something from a science fiction story, doesn't it? But jellyfish are very real, and they are masters of survival. They have seen the world change in incredible ways, yet they continue to thrive in every ocean, from the warm, sunny waters of the tropics to the freezing, dark depths of the Arctic. They come in thousands of different shapes and sizes. Some are as small as your fingernail, while others can grow larger than a person, with tentacles stretching longer than a school bus. They are a true testament to the power and mystery of life in the sea. In our journey today, we are going to dive deep into the life of these incredible animals. We will uncover their secrets, from how they catch their food without even being able to see it, to how some of them can create their own light in the darkest parts of the ocean. We will explore their amazing life cycle, which is one of the most unusual in the entire animal kingdom. It is a story of transformation, a bit like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, but with a unique underwater twist. So, get your gear ready, because we are about to explore the wobbly, wonderful world of jellyfish. Jellyfish are more than just strange and beautiful blobs floating in the sea. They are a very important part of the ocean's ecosystem, playing a crucial role in the food web. They are hunters, but they are also food for other amazing sea creatures, like giant sea turtles. Understanding jellyfish helps us understand the health of our oceans. When we see lots of them, it can tell us that something in the water is changing. Learning about them is not just about discovering a cool animal. It is about learning what our oceans need to stay healthy and full of life for generations to come. Let's begin our adventure. So what exactly is a jellyfish? First, let's clear something up. A jellyfish is not a fish at all. Fish have bones, gills, and scales, but jellyfish have none of those things. They belong to a group of animals called cnidarians, which also includes sea anemones and corals. Their bodies are incredibly simple. Most jellyfish are about 95% water, which is why they are so see-through and wobbly. Their main body part is called the bell, which is the round umbrella-shaped top. This bell is what helps them move. It is a simple but very effective design for a life spent drifting through the ocean currents. The way a jellyfish moves is like a slow, graceful dance. It squeezes the muscles around the edge of its bell, pushing water out from underneath it. This gentle push propels the jellyfish forward. Then, the bell relaxes and opens up again, ready for the next pulse. This rhythmic pulsing is how they travel, though mostly they just go wherever the ocean currents take them. They are drifters, true nomads of the sea. They do not need to swim fast because they do not chase their food like a shark or a tuna. Instead, they let their food come to them, carried by the same currents that guide their journey. Hanging down from the bell are the jellyfish's most famous features, its tentacles. These long, string-like arms are what make jellyfish look so elegant and sometimes a little spooky. Some jellyfish have just a few short tentacles, while others have a thick, flowing curtain of hundreds of them. These tentacles are not just for decoration, they are essential tools for survival. They are covered in special cells that the jellyfish uses for hunting and for defense. Along with the tentacles, many jellyfish also have oral arms near their mouth, which are thicker, ruffled arms that help bring food up to be eaten after it has been caught by the tentacles. Inside the very simple body of a jellyfish, there isn't much. They don't have a brain to think with. Instead, they have a nerve net, which is a simple system of nerves spread throughout their body. This nerve net allows them to sense things in the water around them, like touch or chemicals from other animals. This is how they know when food is nearby or when danger is approaching. They have a simple mouth located on the underside of the bell and a simple stomach to digest their food. It's an amazing example of how life can be very successful without being very complicated at all. Jellyfish may look soft and gentle, but they are actually very effective hunters. They are carnivores, which means they eat other animals. Their diet mostly consists of small fish, tiny shrimp-like creatures called zooplankton, and even other jellyfish. But how do they catch their prey without being able to see it or chase it? The secret lies in their amazing tentacles. These tentacles are armed with thousands of tiny microscopic stinging cells called nematocysts. Each nematocyst is like a tiny coiled harpoon, spring-loaded and ready to fire in an instant. It is one of the fastest actions in the animal kingdom. When a small fish or a shrimp brushes against a jellyfish's tentacle, it triggers these tiny harpoons. In a fraction of a second, the nematocysts fire, injecting a tiny drop of venom into the prey. This venom paralyzes the small animal, stopping it from swimming away. With thousands of these stingers firing at once, even a slightly larger fish doesn't stand a chance. The jellyfish doesn't have to think about doing this. It is a completely automatic reaction. It is a brilliant strategy for a creature that simply drifts through the water, waiting for a meal to bump into it. Once the prey is stunned and tangled in the tentacles, the jellyfish has to get the food to its mouth. This is where the oral arms come in handy. The jellyfish uses its tentacles and these thicker, shorter arms to pull the captured meal up towards the mouth, which is located in the center of the underside of its bell. The mouth opens up, and the food is passed into a simple digestive cavity. Here, the jellyfish releases enzymes that break down the food so it can absorb all the nutrients it needs to survive and grow. Everything the jellyfish cannot digest is simply pushed back out through the same opening. The power of a jellyfish's sting varies a lot between different species. Many jellyfish have a sting that is so mild, humans would barely feel it. The moon jellyfish, for example, has a very gentle sting. However, some jellyfish have incredibly powerful venom that can be very dangerous, even to people. The box jellyfish, found in the waters around Australia, is known as one of the most venomous animals in the world. Its sting can be extremely painful and requires immediate medical attention. This powerful defense is not meant for us, but it is very effective at catching its speedy fish prey and protecting the jellyfish from predators. The life of a jellyfish is like a fantastic story with two completely different chapters. It does not start its life looking like the floating umbrella we all recognize. Instead, it goes through a truly amazing transformation. The journey begins when adult male and female jellyfish, which are called Medusas, release sperm and eggs into the water. When a sperm and an egg meet, they form a tiny swimming larva called a planula. This little planula larva swims around for a few days, looking for the perfect spot to settle down on the ocean floor, perhaps on a rock or a seashell. Once the planula finds a good home, it attaches itself and transforms into something completely different. It becomes a polyp. A jellyfish polyp looks more like a tiny sea anemone or a small flower stalk. It has a base stuck to the rock and a small stalk with tiny tentacles at the top to catch food particles floating by in the water. In this polyp stage, the jellyfish can live for months or even years, just waiting for the right conditions. Some polyps can even make copies of themselves, creating a whole colony of identical polyps, which is a bit like a plant growing new shoots from its roots. When the time is right, perhaps when the water temperature changes or there is plenty of food, the polyp begins its next amazing transformation. It starts to develop horizontal grooves, almost like a stack of tiny plates. One by one, these little plates break away from the top of the polyp. Each one of these tiny star-shaped plates is a baby jellyfish. This new baby jellyfish is called an ephira. It is very small and fragile, but it is a free-swimming creature that already has the familiar bell shape. This process of a polyp releasing baby jellyfish is called strobilation. The tiny ephira floats away and begins to grow. It eats tiny plankton and gets bigger and bigger. Over several weeks or months, it develops into the adult form we know, the Medusa. The Medusa is the final stage of the jellyfish life cycle, the one with the big bell and long tentacles that can produce eggs and sperm to start the whole cycle all over again. This two-part life cycle, with a stationary polyp stage and a free-swimming Medusa stage, is one of the things that makes jellyfish so successful. It allows them to wait out bad conditions on the seafloor and then release huge numbers of jellies when the time is right. In the vast and complex world of the ocean, every animal has a job to do, and jellyfish are no exception. They are a very important link in the ocean's food web. As we have learned, jellyfish are skilled hunters. They eat huge amounts of zooplankton, which are tiny animals that drift in the water. By doing this, they help control the populations of these small creatures. If there were no jellyfish, the numbers of some types of plankton could explode, which could upset the delicate balance of the ocean ecosystem. They also eat small fish and the larvae of other sea animals like crabs and shrimp. Jellyfish don't just eat, they also become food for other animals. You might wonder what would want to eat a wobbly, stinging creature, but several animals have jellyfish on their menu. One of the most famous jellyfish eaters is the giant leatherback sea turtle. These massive turtles have special protections in their mouth and throat that prevent the stinging cells from hurting them. For a leatherback turtle, a big jellyfish is a perfect, easy-to-catch meal. Ocean sunfish, also known as mola mola, which are the heaviest bony fish in the world, also love to eat jellyfish. Even some types of tuna and sharks will eat them. Even after a jellyfish dies, it still plays an important role. When a jellyfish dies, its body sinks to the bottom of the ocean. This event is sometimes called jellyfall. Down in the deep, dark parts of the sea, food can be very hard to find. The body of a dead jellyfish provides a huge feast for deep-sea creatures like crabs, worms, and hagfish. This jellyfall brings important nutrients from the upper parts of the ocean down to the deep sea, feeding a whole community of animals that might otherwise go hungry. So, from the moment it is born until after it dies, a jellyfish is helping to fuel life in the ocean. Because jellyfish are both predators and prey, they are a key part of the ocean's balance. They connect the world of tiny plankton with the world of big animals like sea turtles. Scientists who study the ocean pay close attention to jellyfish populations. If there are suddenly a lot of jellyfish, it tells them something about the food web is changing. It might mean there are fewer fish to eat the jellyfish, or more plankton for the jellyfish to eat. By watching these beautiful wobbly drifters, we can learn a lot about the health of our oceans and the other animals that live there. Jellyfish have some truly amazing abilities that seem like they come straight from a superhero comic book. One of their most magical powers is called bioluminescence. This means they can produce their own light. In the dark parts of the ocean, many jellyfish can glow with a cool, beautiful light, often in shades of blue or green. They do this through a chemical reaction inside their bodies. Why do they glow? Scientists believe they do it for a few reasons. It can be a way to startle and scare off predators. A sudden flash of light in the dark can confuse an attacker, giving the jellyfish a chance to escape. Another reason for glowing is to communicate or to attract prey. Some deep-sea jellyfish might use their light to lure in curious small fish and crustaceans, drawing them closer to their waiting tentacles. Some species, like the crystal jelly, produce a substance called green fluorescent protein, or GFP. When the jellyfish makes a blue light, this protein absorbs it and re-emits it as a bright green glow. Scientists have learned so much from studying GFP that it has become an incredibly important tool in medical research, helping them to see things happening inside living cells. This amazing superpower is helping humans in ways the jellyfish could never imagine. Besides glowing, jellyfish have the superpower of survival. They can live in places where many other sea animals cannot. For example, some jellyfish can thrive in ocean areas with very low levels of oxygen, known as dead zones. These zones are often caused by pollution from land, and they can be deadly for fish and crabs that need a lot of oxygen to breathe. But jellyfish have very low oxygen needs because their bodies are so simple and they don't move very fast. This means that in areas where other animals are struggling, jellyfish can take over and their populations can boom. Perhaps the most incredible superpower of all belongs to a tiny species called the immortal jellyfish, or Turritopsis dohrnii. This jellyfish has found a way to cheat death. When it gets old or sick or is in danger, it can do something amazing. It can revert back to its earliest stage of life, the polyp. Its cells transform and it sinks to the ocean floor to become a polyp again. From this polyp, a new, genetically identical jellyfish will eventually bud off and grow. This means it can potentially live forever, constantly restarting its life cycle. It's a real-life fountain of youth, showing us just how much we still have to learn from these ancient sea creatures. Our relationship with jellyfish is complicated. For most people, the first thought about jellyfish is their sting. A painful sting at the beach can certainly ruin a good day, and as we learned, some species like the box jellyfish can be very dangerous. This has given jellyfish a bad reputation. Fishermen also sometimes see jellyfish as a nuisance. Huge swarms of jellyfish called blooms can clog fishing nets, making it impossible to catch fish. They can even cause problems for power plants that use ocean water for cooling by clogging the intake pipes and forcing the plant to shut down. However, jellyfish can also be very helpful to people. In some countries, especially in Asia, certain types of jellyfish are considered a delicacy. They are harvested and eaten in salads and other dishes. When prepared correctly, they have a crunchy texture. The collagen from jellyfish is also being studied for many uses, including in medicine for things like wound healing, and even as a source for making new types of biodegradable materials. The most famous benefit, of course, comes from the green fluorescent protein, or GFP, from the crystal jelly. This glowing protein has revolutionized science and medicine, helping researchers to watch processes like the spread of cancer cells or the development of nerve cells. Jellyfish are also becoming a big attraction for tourism. Aquariums all over the world now have stunning jellyfish exhibits. People are mesmerized by their slow, pulsing movements and their otherworldly beauty. Watching them float gracefully in a tank can be very calming and peaceful. These exhibits help people learn about and appreciate these amazing animals in a safe environment. By seeing them up close, people can understand that jellyfish are not just stinging pests, but are a beautiful and important part of ocean life. This helps build support for protecting our oceans and all the creatures that live within them. So are jellyfish our friends or our foes? The answer is that they are neither. They are wild animals that are simply living their lives as they have for millions of years. The problems we have with them, like stings at the beach or clogged pipes, are often because we are sharing the same space. The benefits we get from them, like scientific tools and food, show that they have a valuable place in the world. Learning to coexist with jellyfish means understanding them better, respecting their role in the ocean, and learning how to safely share the seas with these ancient and mysterious drifters. In recent years, scientists and people who live by the sea have been noticing something strange. In many parts of the world, there seem to be more and more jellyfish. These huge gatherings, called blooms, can sometimes contain millions of jellyfish, creating a thick, wobbly carpet on the sea. While jellyfish populations naturally go up and down, some of these blooms are bigger and are happening more often than in the past. Researchers believe that human activities are changing the oceans in ways that are actually helping jellyfish thrive, sometimes at the expense of other sea animals like fish. One of the biggest reasons for the rise in jellyfish is overfishing. For a long time, we have been catching too many fish from the ocean. Many of these fish, like tuna and sardines, either eat jellyfish or they eat the same food that jellyfish eat. When we remove too many fish, we are getting rid of the jellyfish's predators and their competitors. This leaves a lot more food in the water for the jellyfish to eat, and fewer animals around to eat them. With more food and fewer dangers, jellyfish populations can grow very quickly and take over areas that once belonged to fish. Another factor is pollution from our cities and farms. Fertilizers and waste can wash into the ocean, adding a lot of nutrients to the water. These nutrients cause huge blooms of tiny algae, which then provides food for the zooplankton that jellyfish love to eat. This same pollution can also lead to the low oxygen dead zones we talked about earlier. While these dead zones are very bad for fish, crabs, and other animals that need a lot of oxygen, jellyfish can survive in them just fine. So, pollution creates the perfect conditions for jellyfish, more food and less competition. Our warming planet is also playing a part. As the climate changes, the world's oceans are getting warmer. For many jellyfish species, warmer water is like a signal that it is time to reproduce. Warmer temperatures can speed up their life cycle, allowing the polyps on the seafloor to release their baby jellyfish earlier in the year and for longer periods. This means more jellyfish are being born, and they have a longer season to grow and eat. All of these changes we are making to the oceans are creating a world that is becoming more and more friendly for jellyfish. Seeing more jellyfish might seem like a small problem, but it is a big warning sign. It tells us that our oceans are out of balance. The things that are helping jellyfish thrive, overfishing, pollution, and climate change, are hurting many other forms of sea life. To help the oceans, we need to fix these problems. A healthy ocean is one with a wide variety of life, not just one dominated by a single type of animal. Protecting the ocean is about restoring that balance, which is good for fish, whales, turtles, and even for the jellyfish themselves, who are part of that natural system. One of the most important things we can do is to be more careful about how we fish. We need to manage our fisheries better so that we do not take too many fish out of the sea. By leaving more fish in the ocean, we can help restore the natural predators and competitors of jellyfish. This helps keep the jellyfish populations in check naturally. Supporting sustainable seafood, which means choosing fish that are caught in ways that are not harmful to the ocean, is something everyone can do. This helps protect the entire ocean food web, from the smallest plankton to the biggest sharks. We also need to work hard to reduce pollution. This means being careful about what we let wash into our rivers and oceans. We can reduce the use of fertilizers on farms and in our gardens, and we need to make sure our wastewater is treated properly before it is released. Another huge part of this is reducing our use of plastic. Plastic pollution harms all sea animals. Sea turtles can mistake plastic bags for jellyfish and eat them, which can be deadly. By using less plastic and making sure our trash doesn't end up in the sea, we can make the ocean a safer home for everyone. Finally, we must address the challenge of climate change. The warming of our planet is changing the ocean in profound ways. By working together to reduce our carbon footprint, by using less energy, using clean energy like solar and wind power, and protecting our forests, we can help slow down the warming of the oceans. Protecting our oceans is a big job, but it is one we can all be a part of. Every small action, from picking up trash at the beach to learning more about ocean life, helps. A healthy ocean is vital for a healthy planet, and it's up to us to be its guardians. As our journey comes to an end, we can look at jellyfish with new eyes. They are not just simple, wobbly blobs or stinging swimmers to be avoided. They are ancient survivors, graceful dancers, and glowing wonders of the deep. They have been pulsing through our planet's oceans for hundreds of millions of years, a living link to a time long before us. Their simple bodies and complex lives show us that there are many different ways to be successful on Earth. They are a testament to the quiet, resilient power of nature, a reminder that life can thrive in the most amazing and unexpected forms. From their strange two-part life cycle to their incredible ability to glow in the dark, jellyfish are full of surprises. They teach us about the interconnectedness of all life in the sea. They show us how the tiniest plankton are connected to the mightiest sea turtles. They also act as messengers from the deep, with their growing numbers telling us an important story about the health of our oceans. When we see massive jellyfish blooms, they are sending us a signal that the ocean's balance is being disturbed, and that we need to pay attention and take action to protect this precious world. What we learn from jellyfish can inspire us. Their ability to survive in tough conditions, their simple and efficient way of life, and their strange, beautiful forms spark our curiosity and our imagination. They remind us how much we still have to discover about the ocean, which is the largest and least explored part of our planet. Every time scientists study a jellyfish, they learn something new, whether it is a protein that can help cure diseases or a life cycle that seems to defy death itself. The ocean is full of such secrets, waiting to be understood by the next generation of explorers like you. So the next time you see a jellyfish, whether it's in an aquarium, a book, or even from a safe distance at the beach, take a moment to appreciate it. Think of its incredible journey through time and its important place in the vast blue ocean. These timeless marvels are a vital part of a healthy marine ecosystem. By working to protect their ocean home, we are not just saving jellyfish, we are protecting the health of our entire planet. Let the humble jellyfish remind us of the beauty, mystery, and fragility of life in the sea, and let it inspire us to be better caretakers of our amazing blue world.